I've never been in a bee suit before. Okay, so here we go. And Steve, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing beekeeping close to 15 years.
15 years?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You've always loved bees?
Always loved bees. Very interesting. They're fun to just sit out here and watch. Watch what they bring in, the different colors of pollen they bring in.
Okay.
It's very interesting.
Okay. And so what do we have here? So you did this earlier. This is really interesting.
Right here I have our bee smoker.
A bee smoker.
And so we just have lavender in the bee smoker.
Okay.
The lavender's just, it smells nice for us, and
okay,
the bees like it too. So we're just using a little lavender to help cool them down, calm them down.
So this calms them down. Okay. My wife likes this. Okay, and you're just spraying it directly in there.
We're just going to smoke a little bit of the entrance here.
Okay.
So you can get a good...
And your wife told me to just stay calm. Bees have never really freaked me out though, so I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay.
You could kneel right in front of the hive,
really?
and all they would do is bump into you and go around.
Okay, interesting.
They're not concerned about you as long as you're not bugging them.
Okay, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Oh
We'll crack the top here, just give them a little bit of smoke in there, and let them know we're coming in.
Okay, you guys were coming. I've never looked inside one of these. I see them on the side of the road all the time.
Very exciting.
Okay, what are we doing? Do we have some comments coming in?
I can't see any comments on Facebook, but I'm going to take Facebook down real quick and put TikTok up. Here, will you hold that one? Thank you.
Smoke them a little bit more here.
Okay.
So this is our inner cover. This is our outer cover.
Okay.
The bee box has really three main parts. You've got your bottom.
Okay.
You've got your hive body, their home where the bees live.
Okay.
And then you just have your inner cover, and you've got your outer cover.
Okay.
So nothing really exciting, but
no, it's interesting.
We're just going to smoke them a little bit here.
Okay. Oh, that smells good. I wish we had smell-o-vision. It really does. It's kind of relaxing me myself. How are we doing? Are you on Facebook right now?
Yeah, we're over here on Facebook.
How are we over there? TikTok, Instagram?
Yeah, let me see what's going on over here on Instagram.
I promise. We just want to get right to the animals, so we... Oh my goodness. You need help with anything, Steve?
Yeah, if you would like to hold that inner cover, you can
okay.
Just prop it on the side of the
like this?
here. Yep, just like that.
Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh, look at this. I just dropped it. I'm not being a good volunteer. Okay.
So come get a look at the bees here.
Oh, that's great. Oh my gosh.
So here we've got our frames. This is where the bees build their wax, and we'll pull out a frame to show everybody.
Okay. Can we grab, Tyler, do you want to grab one of the phones and just whatever one you want? We have 2 camera operators. Oh, nice, with the tripod. Look at that. Right. Oh my goodness.
We're just gonna smoke them a little bit. The smoke just helps calm them down.
Okay.
Just makes them hungry.
It makes them hungry?
Makes them hungry. They go, so we smoke them and they just go looking for food.
Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my, this is so cool, like looking inside of the boxes.
So we're just gonna crack this a little bit and open them up here.
How often do you open them up, Steve?
I get in here probably once every couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Just to see how they're doing, make sure that the queen is still laying eggs.
Oh my gosh. Is the queen hidden like super deep?
She'll be probably, yeah, she's pretty well covered usually. We'll see if we can find her here.
Oh my goodness.
So here's a good look at a frame. You've got all these worker bees here.
Okay.
You can see a little bit of the honey that they're starting to put in there.
Oh my gosh. And you said anyone can have several thousand in a colony, correct?
Anywhere from 25 to 50,000 in a colony.
Wow. And so these are all worker bees.
These are all worker bees. We'll look for a drone here. You can tell a drone. Here's a good shot. You can see the pollen on this gal here.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
I wish I could see the comments over here on Facebook.
Can click the comment really quick? Or can someone help Sam on the comments
on Facebook? How long do bees live?
Bees live about 45 days during the summer. A worker bee will live about 45 days.
Okay.
Drones, they live a little bit longer, but the drone's main job is, all they do is mate.
Okay.
And then in the cold weather, in the fall, they get kicked out of the hive and they die.
Oh my gosh.
It's an unfortunate life.
Yeah, I mean, most insects usually don't live too long, so... Okay. And so they are actively making honey.
They are actively making honey, and see they're eating right now because we smoked them, so they're diving in and eating a little bit. They're calm and hungry.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. And I mean, this might be just for someone who has no idea, you know, bees, like why would they produce honey? That's it.
Bees produce honey for their own food. So
Okay.
When we're eating honey, we're stealing the bees' food.
Okay. Okay. And you sell honey as well, correct?
We do, yep. We
Okay.
make sure that the bees have plenty for themselves,
Okay.
and then we take a little bit of extra.
Okay. Oh my gosh. That is so neat. Everyone getting good shots on social. By the way, if you're joining us, welcome. This is
We're going to try to find another frame here with a
okay.
little bit more, with some brood on it.
Perfect. Perfect.
Amy Sue says, Corbin, you're doing great stuff and you look like a professional beekeeper already.
Thank you so much, Amy Sue. We love you.
The Hyman family says, do bees form their hives in any patterns?
Bees like to, so they form the wax.
Oh, okay. Hold on one second, Hyman family.
In an octagon shape. Here's a great look at so all of this you see here, this is all capped brood, so the queen has laid the eggs and they've had a little bit of time to mature into larvae, and they'll cap the larvae to give them time to mature all the way in until they emerge as bees.
How long does it take?
So how long does it take?
It takes, let's see, what was it? I think it was 1 pound of pollen to make,
Oh no, how long does it take to hatch?
3 days for the larva to hatch, and then 16 days for the queen to emerge, 21 days
21 days for a worker bee, that's right.
21 days.
24 for the drone.
Okay,
And
24 for the drone. Okay.
So any of these can be raised into a worker bee, a drone, or a queen. It's all at the discretion of the nurse bees that are
Okay.
in here. So these nurse bees will make sure that all the larvae are taken care of and well fed and
Oh, wow.
protect them. And then depending on what diet they feed them, they can emerge as a worker, a drone, or a queen.
Are bees only eating honey?
Bees eat honey, they eat the nectar. Really, the honey is really just nectar from the flowers.
Uh-huh.
So it's the sugars from the flowers,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll eat that. They eat a little bit of the pollen, but
It smells so good. I just got a whiff. You know what I'm talking about? That, oh my goodness. Can you guys smell it? It smells, oh my God. Like honeygrams. That is so cool. Do we have our comments coming in?
I can't see anything on Facebook.
Can't see anything. Could you help us on Facebook? We have a viewer. Let's see on Facebook really quick.
Here, you want me to hold one for you?
Are you guys on
My phone
Facebook?
just died.
Oh,
I was on
Facebook,
Instagram.
everyone.
Sorry.
I don't know how to
We're
see
trying
the
to do this
comments on
live
there.
really quick. If
Usually I
someone
have
can
my
help Sam,
laptop.
that would be great. And we're active here.
Yeah, we're-
Instagram, how are you?
Let's see.
All right.
It's kind of hard to see through this bee suit, you guys.
Honey, we just had to protect you.
The porcupine tails, is each set of boxes a different group of bees, or are all the boxes one group?
all the boxes are the
You're on
same-
Facebook?
The same colony of bees.
Okay.
They're the same, technically, family of bees.
Okay.
And we just add a box as they grow
Thank
and
you so much.
need a little bit more room.
Thank you. Oh,
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Are we finally good?
yes, let's
Okay,
see.
we're good. Can we get a round of applause, please?
Thank
for
you.
Dr. Meadows.
The fourth phone.
Thank you. We have 4 phones. Mind you, we are getting used to this. We have a crew of people. This is the first time we're taking this out in the field. And this
Thank
is-
you.
No
we're
problem.
working with a swarm of bees. and
Did you
we're
get
all
it to
live,
work?
so-
No.
I don't know how to see the comments. Okay, so Jan Maxey, mom says, how long does the queen live?
The queen will live 3 to 4 years, depending on a lot of things, but mostly how the hive feels like she's performing. If she's doing really good, she's healthy, and she's laying a lot of eggs, they'll keep her around. Okay. If she starts to slack off a little bit and isn't laying as many eggs as they think she should, then they'll raise up a new queen and they'll kill her
What?
and start over again.
They'll kill her?
They'll kill her. It's a rough life being a bee.
They'll kill her. So if she starts, so there's no, health care. No, they're gone.
No health care.
Once you get old, once you stop slack, or once you slack, they're just done. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
All right, Melissa says, do honeybees die when they sting?
They do. Honeybees die when they sting, unfortunately. So we want to try to be careful with the bees and try not to agitate them so that they sting us.
Can I just say something? I mean, we're right next to the bees, but not one has like been aggressive towards me. I mean, you know what I mean? They're a lot more calm, I think, in person than I'm used to watching those Nat Geo specials where they like swarm at you and like, you know what I mean? But they're really calm.
They're very calm. They're very easy to work with.
Okay.
As in the summertime when the weather's really warm, they get a little agitated like we all do. But
Absolutely.
they're very good to work with. And
Perfect. Sam, we have a question?
Yeah, Amy Sue says, is it true that honey never spoils?
Yes.
if the honey is cured, so when the bees are done with it, similar to the wax cappings that we saw on the brood, you'll see wax cappings on the honey.
Okay.
Great
Melissa
question,
says,
Amy
how
Sue.
fast can bees fly?
I don't know that answer. We'll have to look that up.
Marsha says, shorts with a bee outfit?
Yeah.
He's brave.
The outfit gets warm.
You're the professional.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't even wear a suit, is that right?
Sometimes I don't even wear a suit.
Really?
Yeah.
How many times have you been stung, Steve?
I can't even count.
Really?
I've had my eyes swollen shut from bee stings. But it's all just part of the fun of keeping bees. You try not to agitate them so that they sting you, but when they do sting, they usually go for the face.
Oh, okay.
Destiny says, how long has he been a beekeeper?
I've been a beekeeper about 15 years.
15 years. Are we doing Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah,
and
we've
TikTok?
got everything going on over here.
Everything's
we've got some
good?
more questions
Great.
on Facebook.
Is that
Pink-
TikTok over there?
TikTok's right
Hello,
over
TikTok. Our
Uh,
top followings in India or Minneapolis.
there. Dan
Interesting.
says, can you make honey candy?
Yeah.
Like
I don't know
cough
what
drops?
honey candy is, but I guess you could use honey to make candy.
Yes. Yep. Very cool.
Melissa
honey
says, I think I missed the answer to why hives are so close to roads.
Oh, that's a great question.
Hives are so close to roads mostly because of convenience. People will just, especially you'll see them in onion fields.
Okay.
Out here, at least in the west, out in Idaho area, you see a lot of bees close to the side of the road in onion fields. And they'll pack them in that onion field to make sure that the onion gets really good pollination, because bees don't especially like the taste of onion.
Oh, neither do I.
No, nobody really does.
I'm with them. Another question.
Melissa says, do bees fight?
Bees will fight. Yeah, if a stranger comes in the hive, you'll see kind of the bouncer bees come carrying them out and throw them out of the hive.
Really?
Is that called a beat down?
We've got jokes.
Hey, we have jokes. Yes. Shut up.
All right, let's see what's going on TikTok
All right, so
over here.
What are
TikTok, I'm
we
bringing
doing
you
now
in.
in the hive?
I want to see if we can find some honey.
We're gonna find some honey, you guys. Should we
Purple
find some
Lion
honey?
Roar says, what are you doing?
Purple Lion Roar. Thank you. We are with a beekeeper, Steve, and we are looking at a beehive and learning all about bees and why they're awesome and how they help us.
Oh, Jean Jeannie's over here on TikTok.
Jean Jeannie, what's up? She's from England. Is that amazing? I love you, Jean Jeannie. Thank you for watching. All right, you guys. So we're with Steve, and I feel like that friend who's just doing nothing. Can't do anything, Steve.
We'll have you hold this.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
You got another question over here.
Oh, are there? Oh wow.
You got two questions.
This is the. Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's cool.
This is the coolest thing I've almost ever. I mean, I did touch the inside of a hippo's mouth. That was pretty cool, Steve.
That is
but
pretty cool.
this is so cool.
Wow. Nina says, what is it in honey that helps wounds to heal?
Thank you so much for your help.
Just a natural.
I think it's just a natural. Well, honey's a natural. Has naturally antibacterial properties. So
Okay.
That makes
Also
sense.
helps with edema.
and it also helps with swelling.
Wow. So this right here. Okay. This is. Oh my goodness, you guys, check this out.
Purple Phone Case says, what's your favorite part of beekeeping?
I think my favorite part of beekeeping is the honey.
The
Yeah.
Do you like spread it on toast, or what do you do? Put it in tea?
Peanut butter and honey sandwiches are my favorite.
Oh my gosh. And we're going
Yum.
to talk about, make sure to stay tuned because we're going to talk about how you can purchase some of this honey. It's all organic and get it right from Steve. Do we have a question?
Yeah, Bob says, are bees attracted to the color blue? Are they attracted to any specific color, or just bright colors like flowers in general?
They typically like white and pink, so you'll notice them especially on white and pink flowers, like apples and apricots especially. I haven't seen them especially attracted to blue, but
What about the yellow?
they do like yellow
I was gonna wear my yellow
sunflowers.
shirts.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have been a very smart.
New
thing
Phoenix
to
says
do.
impressive. Amy Sue says awesomeness. The Hyman family says so neat.
This is so neat.
The Hyman family says we love peanut butter and honey toast.
Oh my gosh. So, how much honey can you harvest from a hive, or just even this right here?
So on a good year, well, so from just one frame, you can get about a quart of honey.
A quart of honey.
Hey Tabitha.
Hey Tabitha, how's it going?
Amanda says Corbin looks like a bee expert.
Thank
Melissa
you.
says if a person wants a hive in their backyard, how big or small should we plan for it to be?
Melissa's not the only one with jokes around here.
You can keep bees. I mean, as long as you have a neighborhood that's friendly towards bees and you have lots of flowers and things for the bees to eat, you don't have to have very much area for the bees to be able to live.
What if you don't like your neighbors, Steve? That could even be it. Can we get to? I'm just kidding. I love my neighbors.
Tell them to paint their house yellow.
Paint the house yellow. I'm sure the neighbors don't watch. Okay, so yeah, so how? I don't know if this is a dumb question, Steve, but how do you start a hive? I mean, if I'm at home right now and I'm watching this live video on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, and I want to do this in my backyard, how do you start?
So there's a couple of ways to start. The easiest way is to find a friend that has a colony of bees, and
Okay.
and you borrow a couple of frames of brood and bees from them, and you can start your own hive that way.
Okay.
You can also, so I started from a friend of mine went to California and they brought back about 60 boxes, so you'll get bees in a box that's a little bit bigger than this frame and about that wide,
Okay.
and there's 3 pounds of bees in that box with a queen.
Okay.
So that's the easiest way to start. And then you can also find a swarm. So sometimes you'll notice on an apple tree or plum tree, or even just the side of a barn sometimes, you'll notice that a big ball of bees, and inside of that ball is usually a queen. They're protecting the queen, and if you can scoop that swarm up and put them in a box, that's a pretty easy way to start.
Really? Is it expensive?
Beekeeping can be kind of expensive. A setup like this is about $100.
Okay.
That was the Porcupine Tails question. Does it cost much to raise bees?
It's not too expensive. It's a little sugar water to help them build the foundation. So if you'll notice, this is empty down here, so they're building the comb out. So typically we have like this, where underneath this we've got a plastic foundation for them to help them build on.
Okay.
And then sometimes we'll leave areas like this empty so that they can fill it in with their own comb.
Okay. Oh my. And go ahead. Any other questions? We're just going through all your questions.
Yeah, Melissa says, do they smell or see? How do they find where they need to go?
Bees have a fantastic sense of smell. They have excellent vision as well, but they mostly communicate by smell, and then when they come back to the hive. So if a bee goes out and they find a really good source of pollen or nectar, then they'll come back to the hive and they'll do what they call a waggle dance. So a bee will just dance on the frame and to indicate the direction based off of the sun of where that source of food is at.
Awesome. Hey, love to dance. Hey, Mom. Hey, Jan Maxey.
Hey, Mom.
Nina says, do they all sleep? Do they sleep all night?
They don't really sleep. They're always active, so you never see a bee sleep.
Really?
They're just always moving around, cleaning up the hive at night, doing something. They're always busy.
Oh my gosh. So busy bee, that's a serious term.
It is a serious term.
I I love the smell. I mean, seriously, of the honey.
Yeah.
That's the first time. Oh my God, it's actually making me hungry today.
Melissa says, how many bees, just an estimate, does he have?
I have 7 hives, so 350,000.
350,000 bees. You ever want to downsize, or you just want more and more?
I want more and more.
Why?
Can you over colonize, or as long as you have food or enough, you can get as big as you want?
You could, yeah, you could max out an area. You know, put too many bees in there, too much competition. It's definitely possible.
So,
Jeanie says, love you both too, and your wonderful animals.
thank you, Jean.
Jeanie also says, don't kiss these, Corbin.
I've been kissing every animal
Oh.
to your whore. Yeah, we've done the wallaby. Yeah, we've done the camel. Anyway, I'm not going to kiss the bees, but I'm sure enjoying. Can I get some up? I just want to show the social media feeds really quick. Up close shots, you guys, of these amazing bees. Steve, I have a question, and actually, I'll shut up really quick. Sorry, just so you guys can hear them. So, Steve, why should we care about bees?
There's a lot of reasons we should care about bees. Bees are one of the more important insects, if there is such a thing as a most important insect, but 1 out of every 3 bites you eat is either directly or indirectly because of a bee.
That's the best fact I've ever heard.
1 out of every 3 bites is
because of a bee. Because of a bee, either because of the direct pollination of a bee, if you're eating fruits and vegetables,
okay.
tomatoes, apples, pears, or crops like alfalfa. That ends up being hay to feed cattle. So bees are very, very important to us.
Melissa says, wow, save the bees. Do bees leave waste?
Bees do not leave waste.
And Kelly says, I'm late to the party. What do they do in the winter?
Kelly, it's okay, you're never too late.
In the wintertime, they just cuddle up and they keep warm. So bees don't really hibernate. So they basically ball up and surround the queen, and then just shuffle in. The outer layers get cold, and they shuffle into the inner side, and they just keep moving like that. And then, unfortunately, if it gets too cold, sometimes the outer bees will die off.
Wow, and they're sacrificing everything for the queen.
Everything to save the queen.
Everything. Where is the queen? I want to see this VIP guest. Is she noticeably bigger?
She's noticeably bigger, and
Always wanted to see the queen.
she is probably not in this top box. She's most likely down here.
Okay, you don't have to get her in. This is so neat.
Awesome. Melissa says, are there different kinds of bees than honeybees?
There's a lot of different types of bees.
Do you know how many different species of bees?
There are 25,000 different species of bees in the world
Whoa.
that we know of.
25,000?
That we know of.
And this is just the honeybee.
This is just the honeybee.
Do all bees make some sort of honey? I mean, the majority? Or?
The majority, yeah. I mean, all these.
Okay.
So, the bumblebee makes honey. She makes her own honey. She's a solitary bee, and she'll make just enough honey for herself and her young.
Okay.
Wow.
Solitary.
Heather says, are beekeepers worried about the murder hornets coming across and destroying the populations?
Yes, yeah, we're definitely worried about the murder hornet.
Murder hornets. I mean, well, these aren't murder hornets. I got a few comments. People were really nervous about the murder hornets. Can we talk about the murder hornets really quick?
Sure.
Steve?
So the murder hornet is an invasive hornet that's, I believe, from Japan. And the murder hornet, like a lot of, is similar to, I mean, we have a lot of problems in beekeeping. So the murder hornet is unfortunately just one of the small ones, one of many. But the murder hornet will just come in and eat an entire colony.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
But the honeybees have found ways to deal with the murder hornets. The honeybees will surround the murder hornet, and then they flex their muscles in their wings to generate heat, and they'll heat up that murder hornet so much that they just kill it from heat.
What?
Because a honeybee can withstand way more heat than a murder hornet can.
Really?
Wow.
Oh
Fun
my.
fact.
That was the most interesting fact I have ever heard.
there's some really cool videos online also of praying mantis eating murder hornets. The praying mantis will snatch it out of the air and just chow it down. So
Praying mantises are awesome.
encourage everybody to allow praying mantis in their yard and bring in praying mantis to help us fight the murder hornets and just for the fun of praying mantis.
Absolutely. The Hyman family says, is the frame vibrating from the bees buzzing?
Is that just my hands, the Hyman family? It's probably my hands are shaking.
No, does it feel like it's vibrating?
No, not at all. Is it supposed to, Steve?
No.
I don't feel it. It's pretty lightweight. I'll let you guys see really quick. And you have Facebook, correct? Facebook.
I think this is Facebook.
Hey, everyone on Facebook.
Everybody
Amy
on
says,
Facebook's bee.
incredible. I love bees.
We love bees.
Nina says, what's special about Manuka honey?
Manuka honey is...
Nina's trying to stump you.
Yeah,
Nina,
is.
stop trying to stump Steve. What is it, Dr.
I think
Healing properties.
Healing.
Healing.
Manuka, it's for healing.
Okay.
All right, the Hyman family, that is so neat to hear. Purple Phone Case says, what's your favorite part of beekeeping? I think he said the honey.
the honey.
The honey. Are we good on Facebook comments too, love?
Let's see.
We're gonna get everyone on. We're gonna get out to all of your comments.
Yeah, Jean Jeannie says, have you personally come across any murder hornets yet?
I have not here in Idaho. I have heard stories of murder hornets in Washington State and getting close. So
That would not be good. I mean, but I feel like when I looked into it, which you would know a lot more than me, but they said that only like what, 2 or 3 were found and they were dead.
that's what I've heard.
Okay.
I know they're tracking them in Washington State. They have entomologists tracking them, trying to find out how big of a problem it really is.
Okay.
Unfortunately, murder hornets are just one of the many things that plague bees. The biggest thing that plagues bees right now is lack of nutrition. So poor nutrition is one of the biggest struggles for bees. We're spraying weeds all over. You know, lawns are just a sea of. To a bee, a green lawn is just a sea of death.
Really?
There's no food there. It's just a desert.
A sea of death.
There's no food.
Well, they would love my lawn because it's not green. It's all natural, Steve.
Dandelions are great for bees.
Really?
It's a fast, easy snack. It's not full of a lot of nutrition, but it's like the Big Mac of the bee world.
Oh, that sounds good.
Wow. Purple Phone Case says, what's your favorite brand of honey? Is it your own?
It's my own.
And you can buy that online where?
You can buy that online from grossnezlavender.net.
Okay, and we're gonna put a link on Facebook for all of you, and Instagram. We'll put a link. So everyone can purchase that, and we're going to be sampling honey later because we definitely want to support you guys. And Steve, I'm going to be so excited to try some honey. But so a green lawn. So what do you suggest for people who love bees but they have a beautiful green lawn?
Plant lots of flowers around the edges of your lawn.
Okay.
You know, native flowers ideally, things like coneflower and even if you can stand sunflower, if you're willing to let a little bit of your yard become sunflowers and anything that has tulips are pretty, but they don't do anything for a bee.
Honey, we have to get rid of the tulips.
We don't have tulips. We have petunias.
Lavender
and
is great for bees.
And herbs.
We have lavender is very good.
Lavender is very good for bees. They love anything that, even rose bushes.
So
They love
yeah,
the rose
wow.
bushes.
The Porcupine Tail says, do you recommend any books about bees or beekeeping?
Beekeeper's Bible.
The Beekeeper's Bible is one that I have. It's pretty thick, but it has a lot of great information in it. Anything you can find about bees is by a reputable sources.
Okay,
Well,
perfect.
Chloe on TikTok says, what part of Idaho are you in? Hey, Chloe, we're just outside of Boise.
Chloe, where are you watching this? We'd love to know. And by the way, where are you watching this? I think we're in the middle of the video. Steve would like to know where you're watching. And me too.
Definitely, yeah.
Where are you watching this live broadcast? How's Facebook doing over there? Good?
Kelly says,
Looking
do they
good.
eat in
Is
the
it looking
winter?
good? Can you see the bees?
They will come out.
Actually, you got a couple on you.
in the
I have a
winter
couple
time.
on me?
Yeah, here, put your head down.
Oh my gosh.
You have a couple just like hanging out on your hat.
They're really peaceful. I feel like everything I've seen on TV is like sensationalized, the killer bee. I mean, obviously there are killer bees, right? There are. These guys are pretty, like,
Couple on your glove.
These guys are doing their thing.
They're just doing their thing. They don't seem too agitated.
Do you want me to chase the chickens?
At all? What's going on? Do we have a chicken in the shop?
The chickens are starting to come over.
Hey, chickens.
Okay, so if
Okay, so Kelly said, do they eat in the winter?
They don't, well, they eat their honey in the winter. So going into winter, we have to make sure that, so for a bee colony this size, we'll have to make sure that this box and this box are the majority full of honey. We want to leave a little bit of room so that as we get close to winter, that the queen can lay some eggs in there and we have a good healthy population of bees to keep warm over the winter. But they eat mostly their honey. If it gets warm, they'll come out and they'll look for food if they can find anything. But most of the time it's just what we call a cleansing flight. So they're just going to come out and cleanse themselves.
okay. So
Wow.
do you not harvest in the wintertime? Would that be rude to harvest and take honey? Okay.
That would be rude.
Okay, very rude. I'm sure you guys have it stockpiled in the pantry.
We do.
Oh my gosh.
Chloe says she's in Blackfoot.
Blackfoot, Idaho. How cool.
Cool.
Very cool.
Melissa says, how big of a colony can one queen be the bee of?
Queen bee.
Ideally, you keep them to 2 boxes. Anything,
One queen for 2 boxes?
ideally, yeah. So you'll put one, and then after this box gets all full of honey, we'll put a smaller box on that they call the honey super, and that's where we'll let them fill that up to take, we'll harvest in the fall.
So is the queen always inside of the hive?
She is.
So she's never outside
Well-
wanting to have a girls' night out?
She'll come out for a mating flight,
Okay.
and then she'll go back to the hive.
But it's dangerous for a queen, right? Because if something happens to the queen, what happens to the worker bees? Do they die?
As long as there's eggs, if the queen doesn't return, they'll raise up a new queen.
And it doesn't matter. And it's up, you said, to the nursery staff to pick a queen?
To the nurse bees, yep.
To the nurse bees. Really? So anyone potentially could be a queen.
If she's fed the right diet, any of these eggs could be a queen as long as they feed her the right diet.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, the Hyman family says, what can we do to keep bees healthy?
You know, one of the great things you can do, other than planting flowers in your yard, Paul Stamets, S-T-A-M-E-T-S.
Oh, he's great. I've heard him on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Paul is amazing. He's doing some great work with the Washington State University to try to find out how we can keep bees healthy using mushrooms.
Oh, yeah, he's the mushroom guy up in
Yeah.
Washington.
Very interesting work, and that is some really important work. So any support you can provide to that project would be fantastic.
Wow, that's awesome. Nina's watching from Seattle.
Seattle.
Preacher Teacher's watching from Arizona. Zookeeper Johnny,
awesome.
hey, she's in Nashville.
Oh, I love Nat. Oh, Zookeeper Johnny, we just had her on my podcast.
Yeah,
Animals in the
wow. The Hyman family says Cuna. New Phoenix says Russia.
Match. New Phoenix
Wow.
is from Russia?
Really?
She's
That's
one of
so
our number
cool.
one fans. If you know, when you think you know someone, Steve, you find out they're from Russia. How
That's so
cool.
cool.
Wow, the Porcupine Tail says, how often do you harvest honey?
We harvest honey once a year usually.
Once a year?
Yep, October is usually honey season.
Okay.
Harvest season.
And how long does it take to harvest? Is it a pain in the rear, Steve?
It's a little bit of a pain in the rear.
Okay.
It's a sticky situation.
So what is that's funny. Like, how long, I mean, do you dread it out of curiosity?
A little bit.
You really dread it.
A little bit.
Like, so how long does it take? You said it's a sticky situation, but how long would it take?
It can take, it'll take a good part of a week, really,
week?
depending on how many. So one box is pretty easy.
Okay.
It'll take a day to 2.
So where do the bees go when you're harvesting the honey?
Well, so we shake them off and leave them in the box.
Okay.
Oh.
And then usually I'll use it just a tote, and I'll shake the bees off in there, and I'll put the frame in the tote, close the tote really fast to keep the bees out.
Okay. And that's when you'd obviously wear a bee suit, right?
Right.
And you do it, shake it really fast, and then, okay.
So I've heard that it's best to eat honey from locally, from where you live, because it's better for your health. Is that true?
I've heard that as well. I don't know how true it is, but you know, it makes sense that the things that are in your neighborhood that the bees would eat and bring back the pollen from and the nectar and make honey out of, it would make sense that when you're eating the honey, you're eating little bits of that, and eventually
kind of maybe
It
will
makes
help with your
sense.
allergies
Yeah.
and build your immunity to the trees and the pollen that's around.
So I think you said a quart of honey. Like, so how many hives would it take to make like a bottle of honey, like a standard bottle? Is that
A standard bottle is like your standard bear that you see in the
the
grocery
standard
store.
bear? I want to know, how long does it take to get that bear?
A bear's really about, on a good year, if they've had lots to eat, is about one side of this frame.
Okay, so everyone imagine that bear. By the way, how many of you like honey? Can you give me a thumbs up or comment if you like honey? I'd like to know. I've never met anyone who doesn't really like honey.
I think everybody loves honey.
Everyone loves honey.
Wow, Deborah's here. She's from New Jersey. She ripped up all the grass in her front and side yard and planted perennial flowers. Bees are very
Awesome.
busy here.
Deborah,
That's awesome, Deborah.
Deborah, you get a star. Okay, so
Yeah, New Phoenix says, yeah, from Russia. Carolyn says, watching from the North End.
the North End, nice.
Amanda
Carolyn.
says, watching from Southern California. And Heather says, dad jokes for days.
Dad jokes. I'm famous for dad jokes, but anyway.
Marsha's heard that honeybees are not aggressive at all. Is that true?
Honeybees aren't, if you're just outside and picking weeds in your yard or just sitting in your yard, they're not aggressive.
Bunch of thumbs up over here. Everyone loves honey.
How's Facebook looking? Do we love honey?
Yeah, everyone's good. Monica says that they seem to love salvia.
What is salvia? I'm happy you didn't either. I didn't want to sound like an idiot, but Monica, you're trying to stump and Steve again.
Melissa says, has his colony split? Not sure if that's the correct terminology.
That is the correct terminology, and actually, yes, this is a split from this spring.
Okay.
So this box behind us, the two-stack box behind us actually started out with the bottom here. So they had filled up 3 boxes and we split it.
Wow, that's awesome.
How long does it take to get like a full colony?
It can take a while. You know, one of the other big things that we have to deal with as beekeepers, bees have 2 major problems. They have varroa mite and tracheal mites. Those are the 2 big killers of bees. Okay. And the varroa mite, it's kind of like a tick, and it just sucks the life. It'll be an itty bitty little tick on the bee's back, and it just slowly sucks the life out of the bees.
Oh my God.
And then you'll have the tracheal mite that grows inside the trachea of the bee, and it grows to the size big enough it just pops the bee's head off.
What? This is a kid show.
What?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Kids, put the kids to bed, parents. We're talking about bees' heads popping off.
So we have to just, if you keep them healthy, you make sure that they have plenty to eat, and every once in a while you do have to treat them. We try to treat them with the safest possible. There's a lot of different treatments. Thyme, just really concentrated thyme oil that you would use, in cooking thyme. That's one treatment. There's a lot of different bee treatments, and they're always working on new ones each year. And that's one of the big things that we hope to get from Paul Stamets' work is the immunity for the bees against varroa and tracheal mites. So his hope is that if we feed them better, they'll be able to withstand those enemies a little bit better.
Sure. So if you have mites, it's not the end of the hive. It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. Everybody has mites.
So
These
you've
bees
had-
will have mites.
Oh, so you've had mites.
Yeah.
And you do okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow, Sean's watching from Boise. New Phoenix now wants to eat honey. And then we've got some people explaining salvia to us. Porcupine Tails has a bunch of salvia at their house, and salvia is a common flowering plant in gardens.
Okay.
Nina says, why does honey crystallize?
Honey crystallizes because of the evaporation of the moisture. So as the moisture, ideally when the bees have it capped, when the bees have the honey capped, then that's when it reaches the optimum moisture content for you to harvest. And I think somebody asked earlier if honey ever goes bad. Honey does not go bad as long as you harvest when it's reached what the bees decide is the optimal level of moisture in it. So,
Oh, wow.
and once you harvest that, it will continue to let off a little bit of the moisture, and that's how it crystallizes.
Wow. Let's see. C. Swain says, is Corbin getting stung? He keeps dancing around. But Zookeeper Johnny says he's probably hot with his long jeans.
Okay, so you guys want to behind the scenes? Let's get real here. I am wearing my insulated snow pant jeans. Oh, thank you for getting the
I think it
close-up
was kind
in
of
my hot
unnecessary
work
with
boots.
Steve's
was.
shorts.
I feel like I kind of want to be like Steve, though. I want to be like Steve because I feel like I could have done this in shorts, but
Just
I'm
calm,
happy.
cool, and collected.
Yeah, we're taking extra precautions. So, why else? I'm just out of curiosity because we hear headlines all around the world that bees are disappearing and we are in a lot of trouble. Is it the mites you said? What else do we have to? What else do bees have to face the threats?
We have mites. Pesticides and herbicides are a big problem for bees.
Okay.
Aren't you supposed to be doing the camera?
The things that we spray on our lawn to keep it green are always a big problem for bees.
Really?
We have to be very careful.
Oh, my arms are tired.
There's a lot of work that's being done to find the pesticides and the herbicides that won't harm bees, but there really isn't one that they've determined so far.
So you can't use like an organic. I mean, it is what it is, kind of thing.
Yeah. If you're trying to kill insects, you're probably going to kill bees. And similar, herbicides, Roundup, and that type of product is not the best for bees.
No. And what are your feelings about people who use like the hornet spray or kill bees, Steve? What do you have to say to those people?
You're hurting yourself.
You're hurting yourself. Quit killing bees.
Quit killing bees. We got to save the bees. We can't kill the bees.
We can't kill the bees. One out of every, 3 things we
Every
eat?
3 bites.
Every 3 bites is from a bee. Now, do you like hornets?
Hornets are okay. The
Really?
hornets, I'm not a big fan, but I'm not going to go out of my way to attack a hornet.
Okay.
The hornets will, unfortunately, try to steal the honey towards the fall.
Really?
So they will try to rush the bees and try to kill them and eat the honey.
Okay.
And hornets can wipe out a hive. Just your regular hornets can wipe out a hive.
Okay. So how do you protect against hornets?
We can protect against hornets by limiting the entrance. So we limit how much of this is the bees have to defend.
Oh, okay.
So we just shrink down the entrance a little bit with a block of wood. Just
Okay.
limit how much they have to defend there.
Okay.
Zookeeper Johnny says, don't kill my buzz. C. Sween says, hornets go out of their way to attack me. Hornet spray applied to a hornet nest is harmful to bees?
If it's applied to a hornet's nest, not necessarily, but bees sometimes will.
Sorry, I just feel like I can't see. Sorry, Steve.
That's okay.
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, Monica says that she likes the suit, Corbin.
Thank you. Thank you. I really like it too. I feel like I'm in like a fishbowl or I don't know. It's very interesting. Or a spaceship.
A spaceship.
Yeah. So what do you do? I mean, this might be an opening question, but if you are scared of insects or hornets and wasps, what would you suggest for people? Because there's a lot of, how many of you are honestly scared of hornets or wasps or bees? Can you please comment? Because I'm sure we're going to get flooded with them.
Sean says, is it true China killed off all their bees and people do all the work?
Are we going to get banned on TikTok because of that?
I don't know. Let's go back. Oh, hey, Idaho Star Bear. Hey, Lena.
Oh, she made it.
Hey,
Hi,
friends.
Hey, friends.
Let's go back over to the TikTok
I've read
and see.
stories about bees having died in China. I don't know how they died,
Okay.
but I've read stories that there are areas of China that don't have enough bees.
Jean Genie says, can we kill the wasps?
If you have to.
If you have to, Gene Genie, but remember they're cousins.
Hey, Ashley Jewel, those are bees.
Yes.
Hey, everyone on TikTok.
Hey, TikTok, where are you watching from? We would love to know.
If you're killing wasps, be careful. A lot of people confuse wasps and bees, so make sure you know which is which.
That's what always makes me mad, because people think they're wasps and they're out to get them, and then, you know what I mean? They're just, a lot of them are just bees.
People will see a ball of something in a tree and they'll assume it's wasps, and oftentimes it's bees. Just, they're swarming, they're looking for a new home.
And when they're swarming,
Be
they're really
sure.
gentle.
When they're swarming, they're gentle, or
Yeah.
you be gentle?
No, they are gentle. They're really gentle when they're swarming. They're actually really nice. The
Really?
nicest. Yeah, they're the nicest when they're swarming.
So bees are the nicest when they're swarming. That is the opposite of everything we've been in the media, everything. I'm learning so much, and mind you, I have not been stung once. I mean, I'm wearing this suit. Has any even tried to really sting me?
No.
I don't think so.
Cool as a cucumber.
Nina says, my cat's allergic to bee stings. And Idaho Star Bear says, my husband is very allergic. He has to carry an EpiPen.
Oh no. Yeah, so we would not invite you over, Idaho Star Bear. Just out.
Zookeeper Johnny said, I used to be terrified of bees when I was a kid, but I learned about them and educated myself, and now I love them and no longer run.
That's awesome.
Good job, Zookeeper Johnny. This is why we're doing this.
Lena says, wasps are a-holes with wings.
To say to that comment.
That's
See-
kind of true.
C. Sween says, take the suit off, Corbin.
Take the suit off. I really think. Who said that? Is that the same one who wanted me to get bit
Is
by
that
a snapping
Carolyn?
turtle? Is it Carolyn? Take the suit off.
I don't think
Do
so.
it, do it.
Zookeeper Johnny says, simply educating yourself can change your perspective of a scary animal. Absolutely.
True.
100%. I mean, so what do you have to say to
could be
anyone
her.
who's terrified of bees right now, Steve? You have the platform.
You have nothing to be terrified about. Bees are just, all they're doing is looking for food. They don't care about you. They just want to find their food. So if you're out in your yard or out walking through the park and you see bees, don't worry. If a bee comes up and they crawl in your face while you're out,
Yeah.
just stand still, let them smell you,
Really?
and they'll fly off.
And we learned they have excellent smell and great vision.
They do. They just want to smell you. They just want to see if you smell like anything to eat, and they'll decide that you don't smell good enough to eat, and they'll fly away.
Okay. Steve, can I ask you a really, really hard question?
Yes,
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
What is your favorite fact about bees?
I think my favorite fact about bees is that 1 out of every 3 bites that we eat is because of a bee.
That's
You're
so
amazing,
important.
Steve.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Shoot.
Totally kidding.
No, I think that's the most important fact.
I think it's so important. 1 out of every 3 bites is from a bee. So we can help bees by planting wild flowers that are native.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Wildflowers. Support Paul Stamets' research,
okay.
and just support your local beekeepers. When you go to a farmer's market, please buy local honey.
Yes.
Please try to, we're supporting beekeepers all around the world, regardless. If we're buying from the grocery store, that supports beekeepers too, but it's great to support your local beekeeper and help us keep buzzing.
Yes. Now, do a lot of stores, do they mass produce like synthetic honey? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? That's a big thing?
Yeah.
Is that is that controversial?
Yeah, Australia honey, they've been finding out that it's actually corn syrup. High
What?
fructose corn syrup, and it's not actually a lot of honey like they claim it is.
You do have to be careful about where the honey comes from that you're buying in the grocery store.
Okay.
It doesn't you may not actually be getting honey.
Wait, why are you two laughing over here? Why is everyone laughing?
Why is there a naked chicken behind you all?
There's a naked
Oh,
chicken?
it's our turkin.
Oh,
a
we need to book
turkin.
him. Okay, we're gonna talk to the booker. Is that
Nina says, convert your lawn to clover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clover is great for bees.
So next time my wife asks for a beautiful green lawn, I'm gonna say no. I talked to Steve, and Steve said we want to save the bees.
I'll
right?
do clovers.
You can still do a beautiful green lawn, but just trim the edges with flowers, and
Okay.
I love flowers, but I'd say that a green lawn's better than goat heads.
green lawn is better than goat head. If you just put flowers around the edge, then everybody wins. The bees have something to eat, you have a beautiful lawn, everybody wins.
We just have a little bit less than 10 minutes here. Just a couple more
Any
questions.
last minute questions, we'll restart it because we're gonna
yeah.
be trying honey soon. I cannot wait.
Yeah, Janelle says, does local honey help with allergies? We kind of answered that. We believe
We
so.
believe so.
Yep, honey helps with allergies. Foxtail isn't any good for bees.
No.
Buy it from local, from close to your house as possible. And then Heather says, if you are allergic to bees, is there anything you can do to keep them away from your yard without hurting the bees?
Move to Siberia.
Move to
Someone from
Siberia.
watching. She's killing to see a bee.
That's awesome. Let's see. Bob says, Corbin, you're a space cowboy.
Thank you. That's what I feel like, an astronaut.
Yeah.
I don't know why I kept on saying a fish one. Astronaut, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Awesome. All right. Any last questions before we move on to animal news, guys?
We're gonna sample honey.
Oh yeah, we have
I
to
like
sample
that.
some honey.
We're gonna sample some honey. And by
that
the way,
sounds
we're
great.
Put the link. What is your name of? What is the website again? Can we get one more plug?
grossnezlavender.net.
Oh my gosh.
Grossnezlavender.net.
Okay, we're gonna put a link up on Facebook and also on Instagram.
And your family has a lavender farm up in Garden Valley?
They do, yeah. So we take the bees up to the Garden Valley for the summer and they feast on lavender.
Wow, so are these guys heading up soon?
They'll head up probably at the end of the month.
Oh, you guys
Oh,
are gonna love
wow.
the view. Beautiful mountains.
We're really big fans of Carey Hill Winery. They're the new winery out in Homedale in Wilder, and they, oh, battery's going dead over there. But they have bee boxes that are shaped like Hives.
Oh, cool.
It's so cool. Have you seen those that went? They went viral in Sweden, I believe it was.
So
Yeah, those are
cool.
pretty
And they're
cool.
being certified organic, one of the only ones in Idaho.
That's awesome.
We love the organic wineries. Okay, everybody, any last minute questions with bees before we start sampling some honey?
Let's see. Amy says, thank you, Beekeeper Steve. This was a lot of fun, and I learned so much about beautiful bees. Awesome.
Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Yes,
and
let's
Amy.
see. Sean says, thank you, Steve. And Idaho Star Bear says, do you end up with lavender flavored honey?
We do. It's,
Really?
It's a very, very mild hint of lavender, but it's very good.
Very good. Okay, everybody. Oh, I didn't mean to put my finger on you. Okay. We're all good. Any
Mom
last minute
says, Sammy,
questions?
buy me some, please.
Oh,
You
yes,
bet.
We'll bring you home some honey. Bring you home some honey, and we'll put the link where you can purchase and support this organic honey. And the smell is amazing. Yeah, truly, I absolutely love it.
So cool. Well, you want to move on to the animal news? And
Can we sample some honey really quick?
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, here we go, Steve. I'm passing the bees off to you.
Thank you,
Can we
Corbin.
get a virtual round of applause for Steve? Come
Let's
on,
get some
everybody.
virtual rounds of
Virtual round
applause.
and some real applause. Thank you for watching. We are switching up the format a bit, which I love. Honey, am I like super tall on this? Okay, I'll get down here.
No, you're good.
Okay, so we're going to switch up the format. We're going to try some honey. This is going to be our after show. Steve, are you ready to party? We're ready to party.
It's Friday night, guys.
It's Friday night. What are you drinking? What are you eating right now? We're going to try some honey, and we're also going to go over some trending animal news, which I kind of do want to take this like fishbowl up. Oh, wow. Wow, come look at this. This is so cool. Let me take one of them here. I'll take one of them. TikTok, you're coming with me. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
Wow, can you hear that, you guys?
Wow. That is so cool. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, let's try some honey.
Who's ready for the after party? Ready for the after party? You guys look thrilled. Who's ready for it? We have a comment, Tyler, coming through.
Idaho, Lena says she just had some strawberry mojitos from the Yard House. Yum.
Yes. Someone's drinking mojitos over here.
Yeah, Lena.
Lena, get that.
All right, we're going to try some honey.
Okay. I'm going to take off my my astronaut costume.
Yep, I think Instagram's going to be done here in just a couple minutes, but we will restart it.
We'll restart it, Instagram, because we're going to do the after party. Hold on. I can't even find the zipper.
You've got bees swarming you.
I still have bees swarming me?
Look around.
I guess just a little bit.
You got some on the top of your head.
Okay, some on my head, you guys. How many of you would like to do this, be a beekeeper? I think that'd be so cool. Oh, thank you, Steve.
You're welcome. Sweep a couple off you.
Okay, and if I get stung, that's fine. It's all for the job. It's all for you watching online.
Do you think that would hurt worse than some of your reptile bites?
Honey, I don't know. I don't like getting stung, but I just...
You're good.
Are we good?
You're clear.
I'm going to take it off. Where's my zipper? Oh, here it is. You guys, I'm ready. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. How's the hair, love? How's
Whoa.
the hair, TikTok?
Jan, can you
amazing?
see this?
Oh, I need my haircut, by the way. It's pretty bad, Steve. Don't judge. Okay. Do you need help with anything?
Can you hold that for just a second, please?
I feel like this is like the Tin Man thing from Wizard of Oz.
I
You know
clicked
what I'm
off on
talking
something.
about?
The oil can.
The oil can, right?
Ooh, that's
where
nice.
I'm getting it. Honey, you would love
That's
this.
awesome. We'd love to get some little clips afterwards as
Sure,
well.
absolutely. We'll get some clips. We'll sample honey really, really quick. And then we will do the news. This is so neat.
Oh, look
That's
at,
Teddy, our neighbor cat.
look at Teddy. He looks like a lion.
This is the lavender to keep the bees nice and
I think I'm interrupting a hunt.
And TikTok. Hope you enjoyed this live. We're going to continue really quick. Okay, Steve. I'm so excited to try this honey. You have no idea.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go over here and let's try some honey.
Okay, perfect.
Bob says, wow, makeup, stylist, please.
Wait, is it bad? Honey, can you get this? I don't want to look like a bozo.
Well,
TikTok. Is it bad?
well, that's too late.
Is it bad? Okay. My buddy's
Wow, Jeannie says she's watching in bed because it's nearly 4 a.m.
It's nearly 4 a.m. in England. Thank you, Jeannie. Your hair probably looks like mine in bed too, I'm assuming so, right? Okay.
All right, Corbin.
Okay. Oh,
So we have some lavender honey
okay.
for you to try.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh. Is this like, okay. This is, I won't double dip. Okay? That would be rude, right? Lavender honey.
So it looks darker. So do the different colors of honey indicate the pollen, or?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is so good. Can I buy this?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, you just put your spoon in it. If you're going to double dip, you're about to buy it.
Good. Okay. Okay. That's the lavender. Okay.
That's the lavender.
Ron says, are you preparing for the murder hornets? We don't have any here in Idaho yet.
Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, we do not have hornets. Okay. What is this one right here?
This is just wildflower from here in our.
Okay.
A little bit of wildflower and just.
Oh my god.
Wow, which one's better?
I don't know.
Does it taste like any honey you've tasted before?
No.
Is this
Not
the
that
freshest
cheap
honey
stuff.
you've ever
This is
had?
the freshest honey I've ever had. Steve, this is amazing.
This isn't out of a honey bear?
What'd you say? No, we can't, honey. I don't want to get sued by the honey bear people. Oh, Steve, that was amazing.
Wow.
Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time. Oh, this guy wants some too. I don't blame you, man. Okay, Steve, can you tell us a little bit about what these are right here?
So this is just a. I'll pull a few out here.
Okay.
So this is just a look at the honeycomb. This is the comb that they make. So we've just cut a little bit of this off of the frame. And this is just 100%. This is the wax that the bees make. And then inside these were the was the honey.
Wow. And
Perfect.
do you eat this too?
I don't eat, no. I mean, you can. It just gets in your teeth. And
This is so good, Steve. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So what we're gonna do now, you guys, I'm gonna get out of this this bee costume here, this bee
2
suit,
minutes remaining.
and we will come back. We're gonna do the animal news very, very soon. If stay tuned, that is the after show. Grab yourself a cocktail, Steve. You need a beer. So grab yourself a drink. Come on back. We're gonna go over the breaking animal news. But can we get a virtual round of applause for Steve?
Thank you, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Beekeeper
Doing nothing.
Steve.
Doing nothing, and then,
Beekeeper Corbin.
Thank you. Yeah, Beekeeper Corbin. I like that. Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just for all your insight. And we will see you soon. All right.